me, I take a point away. Okay?
Miss Norman.
No, if you argue with me, I take a point away. It's just a game. It's just a game. Deal with it. All right. Thank you. All right, let's move on today. This actually will be our last lesson for this whole unit. Lesson. And then we will review. So remember, there's not school. Oh, listen carefully. There's not school Monday and Tuesday.
Why?
So Wednesday will be a review day. Thursday will be our test day. Now Friday, tomorrow, green group's coming in anyway. It's their day. And we're going to be working on math a lot. But anybody else who wants to come in, if you want a little extra help with this whole unit, I'm going to be going over everything on Friday. So we're going to kind of split up. People that come in tomorrow, some people will go to Miss Goodwin's room. Some people will go to Miss Figueroa's room. And some people will come to my room. So we're kind of doing math interventions. But that's the plan for tomorrow. So you might not necessarily be with me, but you will be getting help where you need it in math. That's why we're splitting up, so that we can reach as many students and what they need as possible. So come in tomorrow if you want extra help. I would love to have you. It'll be great. All right, Rory?
I might not be able to come tomorrow.
That's okay. Yeah, your mom told me if you...
My brother has a lot of teachers.
Friday school is always voluntary. It's only if you can come. So you won't get penalized if you can't. That sounds great. Yeah, do what you can, and if it doesn't work out, that's okay. Kaden?
What if you just want to come to have fun?
Yeah.
Well, we are doing math the whole time. Well, math is fun.
Math, if you like math.
Remember?
That's
like,
great.
last
That's
And you
totally
want to
fine.
do more.
That's great. Do it. Yep. Okay, Andrew?
Do we have tests?
So, is there going to be fun Thursday next week when we only have Wednesday and Thursday?
I don't know.
No.
We should.
Oh, please. Can you try and change their minds if they're not going to do it?
Please.
But
You could assign some math papers for us to do.
No.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
but remember, it's a reward for
No.
work turned in the whole week, and if we are only there I'll let you know. I will chat with them.
And then,
We'll see.
So, just to get this straight, you can come in on Friday if you just want to come in to do the math and have fun. Yeah, okay.
Is it gonna be fun?
It'll be a review of the whole unit. So of this whole unit. So
How
it's
long?
base 10, exponents, multiplying decimals.
That's all
Okay.
hard, terrifyingly hard. Are we gonna have tests or do you like
Actually, for this Friday, no.
Yay!
Because remember, we're stretching this Journeys unit, vocab, spelling, everything through next week because next week's so short. So our quizzes will be in class next Thursday. So yeah, you really won't have Friday. I may put on there, I might put on some Gimme Liberty stuff, but you won't have quizzes.
Do we have to memorize something for Liberty Kids?
Or Gimme Liberty. Actually, this this.
Symbols
What
of
we're
the
focusing on are symbols of the USA, and that one is actually pretty easy. We might take a look at it during social studies today. So I bet we could pass it off today. Okay, Rory, head back to your seat, please. Put your mask on. Thank you. All right, Lucas.
Two things. Are you gonna call, like, it's a little, nerve-wracking if, you don't correct your papers and it's like, be honest, and then I don't know, it's just,
For correcting math homework?
yeah, when we go out to Fun Thursday, if we don't turn it in, or...
Oh, for sure. And I can understand why. And that kind of is the purpose. Because, so, what we're trying to do worked better in previous years. Fun Friday is usually what we would do. We may have to change this because I really feel like the Friday situation that we have now is how it's going to be in the future. That's what Jordan District is leaning towards. But last year it was a lot easier because we had Monday through Thursday to do the work, and then I could make sure everything was turned in. Fun Friday was a whole hour long. We would rotate between, well, wherever you wanted to go. One class would do a craft or something. One class might watch a movie. One class might head outside. One class might have Chromebook free time. And it was a lot more of a motivation. And it was,
room to get your dot?
yeah, there was study hall. So if you didn't finish, then you went to study hall and you finished your assignment.
That's like the worst.
And this year we're trying to do the same because we're noticing that there is not a lot of motivation to get work done. What happens if you don't get work done? So we're trying to make the best of our situation and give students motivation to get their work done. So it's a reward if you do. That's the plan. So if you're not getting your work done and you feel like, oh my gosh, I don't get to go to Fun Thursday. Well, that's the point. Get your work done so you can go to Fun Thursday. So, all right, Andrew.
Maybe if we want more motivation, we should spend an hour out there playing with friends.
I know, but we don't have the time. We just don't. With all the curriculum that we have to get through, we can't take that much time.
Yeah, why don't we just take writing and then do like 25
Because we got writing we got to do. And not everybody is in our classroom during that time.
Oh, right. And
We
also,
just don't have the time to
when
take
you
away.
talk about study hall, that sounds like a real punishment because then you're out there listening to like the movie or something, and the arts and crafts and all the laughter or something.
If you get your work done, you don't have to worry about it.
That's where I went every single time.
Well, we got to get our work done. Sometimes it means we have to take it home and do it at home.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not thinking
Yep. Okay, so we're on page 171. Thank you for your good questions. I hope we're cleared up and we're ready to go. Okay, like I said, this is our last lesson for the unit, so let's really focus. Let's really focus.
That's a Sharpie.
Okay. It is though.
Chill.
It is one though.
Chill, Jamal.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, all right.
Alright.
Thank you. Let's get started. So, turn forward, please. Yep, legs are facing forward. Thank you. We're on page 171. Let's take a look. Yeah. Our job today, you can tell in the orange, says to compare whole numbers and decimal multipliers. Okay, so number 1 under whole number multiplier says when you multiply by 10, the number gets blank times as great.
10 times. 10 times.
10 times is great, right? That sounds a little repetitive, but it makes sense, right? If I multiply a number by 10,
The number gets 10 times great.
the number becomes 40. It's 10 times greater, right? So fill in 10. 10 times as great. The digits shift.
Left.
How come left, Riley?
I said left.
Oh, you said left. Did you say left too?
I said left too.
How come?
It shifts left because of the
Zero.
It shifts left because the number is bigger than 1.
Right, and yes, you're right. And our numbers get bigger the more place values that they go this way, right? So if this was my decimal, and this is the ones place, this is the tens, this is the hundreds, this is the Thousands.
Hundred.
Wow, there we go. I'm writing fast. That's bad handwriting. Tenths, hundredths. And I'm going to spell that out because we got to remember those are the spitter ones, right? The hundredths, tenths and hundredths. So we started with 4 ones, but if we multiply it by 10, it becomes 40. So my number shifted in the place value. And as we move to the left, our numbers increase, right? Okay. Well, let's move on with this. Now let's talk about the right-hand side of that, decimal number multipliers. Now, Riley was spot on. That one that we just did, we multiply by 10. 10 is more than 1. So our number is going to increase, right? But take a look at the multiplier for decimals on the right-hand side. It's number 2. When you multiply by 1/10, now listen to how I said that. They wrote it as a decimal, right? But we've studied fractions, and we also know that is the same as a fraction 1/10, right? Let's keep going, fill in our blanks. When you multiply by 1/10, the number gets, last time it was 10 times as great. Now what is it this time? 1/10 as great, right? 1/10 as great. Fill in the blank. Yes, Braxton.
Can we do a trick question today?
You want me to do a trick question?
No.
Okay, I'll be thinking
Like
about
me
that.
and Kaden showed you. You should that kind of
No
trick
math
question.
Oh. Okay, I'll be thinking about it. I'll think about it. Okay, let's keep going. The digits shift one. Oh, I gave it away. One place. Now you point which direction? Excuse me, which direction?
Oh, right.
Oh, I've got mixed reviews.
You're super mean.
1/10 is less than 1. So does our number get bigger or does it get smaller?
Wait, I thought you were talking about
Smaller.
You're fine, you're fine. It gets smaller, right? When we multiply by a number that's less than 1, then our answer is going to be smaller than what we started with. And the reason I'm pointing this way is it means it's going to shift to the right in our decimal, or excuse me, our place values. Why do I keep saying that? Right? It's going to shift to the right. Make sure you fill in that blank. Right. Good job, Maddox. Thank you. Perfect. Yes, Brooke. Number 2. Listen, I'll read it one more time and you can fill in anything that you missed. When you multiply by 1/10, the number gets 1/10 as great. The digits shift one place to the right. You with me?
Can you read number 1 too?
Okay, I'll reread number 1. You ready? When you multiply by 10, the number gets 10 times as great. The digit shifts one place to the left. You with me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, sweet.
Okay, so
Now, the next part is the same, but we're just talking about 100 or 100. Will you see if you can fill in your blanks, and then we'll check it in just a minute? The pattern is the same, so look up to the numbers up above, number 1 and number 2, to help you with 3 and 4.
Do we do 3 and 4?
Yeah.
Teresa. Okay, okay. All right, so we're going to do the same thing on this one. But instead of saying that it's 10 times as great like you did here, let's say it's 100 times greater. So let's write 100 right there. Good. And if this one shifts to the left, which one's this way going to go? It's the same one. It's going to go to the left as well, isn't it? Okay, let's check it. You ready? Let's check and make sure that we've all got it. I'm going to read through. You see if you are right. This is number 3. When you multiply by 100, the number gets... Actually, you shout it out. When you multiply by 100, the number gets 100 times as great. The digits shift 2 places to the left. Ooh, very nice. Now, why 2 places? Really? There's 2 zeros, so we know that it's moving 2 spots over, right? Good. In fact, if I wanted to just show an example, we started with 4, right? If I multiply 4 by 100, I get 400. I make those look like 6s. I gotta fix that. So really what I'm doing is I'm shifting this one over to the 10s place, to the 100s place. My 4 goes right there. That was 1, 2 spots. And we put our zeros on, right?
On the board? It has to do with it.
Yes.
A potato flew around my room. A potato flew around my room. Okay. There's going to be 2 zeros behind it because it doesn't say the number.
Uh-huh.
And there's going to be 4. Since it's 100, it gets 2 times 2 goes to 1, 2. And these shift 1, 2.
Yes. Perfect. Yes, Braxton, you're exactly right. Perfect.
That
Thank you,
looks like
sir.
4,000 to me.
But we have a decimal.
I know.
All right. Okay, let's look at the next one. You ready?
Bro, it looks like 40,000.
Get ready to shout it out. Don't forget your decimal. Don't forget your decimal.
Well, she was covering 100.
When you multiply by 1/100th, the number gets
100.
as great. The digit shifts
2 places.
2 places to the
Right.
Oh, you guys are geniuses. And let's show it. Let's show it. So if we started with a 4,
Can I do it?
oh, yes, right. Right? If I am going to multiply 1/100th times 4, I get 4, right? 4 times 1 is 4, but then I've got 2 numbers behind. So 1, 2, start here. 1, 2, and in my blank I put a
0.
0. All right, Riley, show us our shift pattern. So we would start with the 4 right here, right? Yep.
And then here we go. 1, 2, because there's 1, 2, 0. And then there was the 4. Go back here. Say her.
Yes. You're exactly right. Right, because it's going to move to the right 2 spots. 1, 2. You got it. Yeah. And then what do we put in our blank spot? Yes. Thank you. You guys are great. Look at this. Perfect.
Guys, we better get over 80%. Don't worry, I got you. Because we'll get a pizza party. What if I get 79?
No, let's get some cookies. Cookie
I
party.
want to show you.
Landon, that doesn't
We're
matter.
gonna try. We'll see, and it's our average. It's our average. So we'll see. We'll see how these. Okay.
If I get one question wrong,
No.
if I get the first question wrong,
Next.
but if I don't get it wrong, then I can't use it.
We don't have school on Tuesdays. So
I don't care. I'm gonna do it. That's cheating. I don't care. Cheating for me is No.
thank you. You get the
I might be
license.
a cheater, but I'm smart. It'll help us get our party. Unless you want me to get all the And also,
All right, class. I want to show you
I'll tell on you because you told on me. Yes. Just like that.
a way to model these really quickly.
Yeah. that's
Riley,
why
head
I
back
said
to your
that.
seat, friend.
Can Caden turn off the light?
Yes, he is gonna get.
Oh,
Oh, thanks, Kaden. Okay. It's got to warm up just for a second. Caden's gonna grab the lights, and I want to show you. Max, turn around. Flip your legs around.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
Perfect.
And I'm going to show you just a quick way that we can model this. Okay, so let's take a look. Let me straighten this out a little bit. And I just want you to look at the pink part. It's hard to do. I don't know why. Okay, you don't need to worry about anything around the edges, but let's just take a look at this because I really want you to see it. We did this with fractions,
That hurts me.
and I want you to see that decimals are the same way. Okay, so here I've got this number 3 6/10. So I've got 3 wholes and then 6/10, right? Here's my 3 wholes, and if you notice, how many parts are in this whole? Say it loud, Caden.
10.
10, right? Because I'm working with tenths. I know this is tenths. And if I don't know, then honestly, the easiest way is to say this the way that we've learned to say it. 3 6/10. Now can you picture that fraction? 6/10, right? So decimals and fractions are totally related, right? So we've got 3 wholes. 1, 2, 3. And then how many do you think are colored in on here? 6, right? 6 out of the 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6/10. So if I had to model decimals, I can do it just like I model fractions. Now take a look at this example. It's very similar, but we've got a 0. So how do we say this one? Raise your hand. Somebody say this one for me. Who haven't I called in yet? Tyson?
3 and 60/100.
3 60/100. Now, question. Are they, I'm going to duck my head, but are they equal?
Yeah.
They are, right?
Because they're the exact same thing.
Yeah.
0.
How many smaller squares do I have in here?
100.
100. Really?
It doesn't matter how many zeros you put after the end, a 0 after.
Yes.
So we guessing.
You're exactly right. It doesn't matter how many zeros we put, right? They would still be equal. Yeah, good point, Brindley. Braxton.
Yeah, if you add a 0, you could literally add 100 zeros. It won't change the answer.
You're exactly right.
If they do 360 times 10, you don't just add a 0. It wouldn't do anything. So that you just move over 1 time because there's 1 0.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. So let me go back. We said that there's 100 little squares, right? And that's the same every time. When you see this, we call it like 100 square. That's just what we call it because there's 100 squares. You could check, right? There's 10 going this way, 10 going that way. 10 times 10 is 100. And we have 3 holes. 1, 2, 3 that are colored in.
And then 60 of 100.
And Riley says 60 of 100 right here. Give me a thumbs up if you agree. 60? Do you think there's 60 squares?
1 times 6.
Yes, I hope that yes. Now there's 2 ways we could check, right? Right here I could check because it's 60 hundredths. Think about that as a fraction. Now think of it as a decimal. And here's your model. Or you could count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6 times 10 is 60. 60 are colored in.
This is what.
Pretty great model, right?
When we went back to do in second grade, we had to find out how many were filled in from the box or whatever.
Oh, you're having flashbacks of second grade, Riley? Kaden, will you get the lights for us again?
Yo, he misses second grade.
Like 100 bucks, and then you gotta count that one, and then that one, and then you gotta count all all of it.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Scary skeleton.
Okay.
All I remember is the war.
No.
Second grade was very
Thanks.
tragic. So many people died.
You just close your eyes when you're about to do it and just open them. That's a pretty number.
It's second grade.
Wow, apparently we went to a store.
All right, turn your page.
This is to Walgreens.
Let's take a look at page
Norman,
172.
do you like Walgreens?
I did go to Walgreens. That's where I finally found the iodine.
For $13.93.
That's where we found the iodine for our science experiment.
$13.
I know it.
Wait.
Yeah, for iodine. That didn't even work in our experiment, right?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
It was 15.
Not as well as I was hoping.
No, you should have seen our explosion. It was literally.
The one by Walmart and Taco Bell.
I don't like
that
Taco Bell.
place.
I was thinking you would have gone right next to I was thinking you when you went right next to the I like the pole. There's a nap right next to one of the
Okie dokie. That was a totally delayed response. Okie dokie. Okay, let's take a look on 172.
172?
Yes. Here we go. This is your last page.
Are you sure?
Of this
Lesson 9, Unit 4.
Two puzzle penguins. Wait, he double.
They're twins.
We're not doing anything. Okay, let's take a look.
What?
Recall. That means remember.
Has he been?
Give me just a minute, Lucas. Let's keep going with this. 1 second. Recall the powers of 10, such as 10 to the first power, 10 to the, what is it?
10 to the third power.
10 to the third power. I can't read it, it's so tiny. Represent repeated multiplication with 10. Remember, and so it said recall, right? So 10 to the third power is written 10 times 10 times 10. It is not 10 times 3, because that's 30. This is way different, right?
Or you do 10
That's
1,000. Miss Norman.
Yes.
Or you do think you could do 10 and no, that wouldn't work.
Okay. So, the exponent tells you how many times to use 10 as a factor, right? These are 10 as a factor.
Wait a minute,
3
yeah,
times, 1, 2, 3 times.
Miss Norman, yeah, would. Or you could do 10 and 2 zeros. Like 3?
Well, it actually would be 1 and 3 zeros, right?
Well, yeah.
So 1 with 3 zeros.
But if you look at
So we call it 1,000.
10 with the 3 power, that's 3 zeros.
Yes, exactly. So if it's to the power of 3, how many zeros?
3.
How many tens?
3.
Okay, perfect.
Well,
The exponent tells you how many times to use 10 as a factor. The number of times 10 is used as a factor tells you how many places to shift the digits.
Algebra.
No.
Lucas really likes
And we just did that, right? We showed that if I have 4 ones and I times it by 10, which is 10 to the first power, how many places am I going to shift in my place values?
10 to the 4th power and times
First, 10 to the first power. How many places am I going to shift? Brindley? Just 1, right? What if I do, now let's try this one. Give me your eyes, everybody. I've got some people who are a little bit distracted. Give me your eyes. This is the meat of the lesson. And this type of problem will be on the test. What if I have 4 times 10 to the third power?
That's easy.
Now hang on just a minute. So I see some hands, and that's great. You guys can keep them there, but I'm going to try to add some hands to the ones that are raised. If I have 4 times 10 to the third power, my 4 is in the ones place, right? How many places is it going to shift to the left? How many place values is it going to shift to the left. Think about it. I'm starting with 4. When I multiply, it's going to shift to the left.
I don't know the answer.
How many spots? You know the answer, Maddox?
But I don't know how much to say.
If you know the answer, write it down on your page. If you know the answer to this, write it on your page, and then compare. So,
Where?
somewhere, anywhere. I just want you to be able to see it. Right? We're starting with 4 in the... I shouldn't have erased on my page, right? 4 in the ones place.
Oh, wait.
Okay. Now I timed my 4 by 10 to the 3rd power, which is, what's my answer? Maddox, you said you knew the answer. What's the answer?
4,000.
4,000, right? So this equals 4,000.
And look how many zeros.
How many zeros?
3.
3. So how many places do I shift, Brinley? 3.
That many.
Right? So it becomes 4,000. That's 1, 2, 3 spots over.
And then good math minutes fill in the zeros.
And I fill in the
Can
zeros.
I do it? I really like zeros.
I got it, but thank you. So I automatically know if I'm timesing by 10 to the 3rd, that means my number will shift that many times. That many times. Lucas.
Watch it go down. Make all the zeros on the board. There's kind of a trick if you just write if you're timesing by 10 to the 2nd or 3rd power, then you just put the number that you're timesing it by, and then put however many zeros the 3rd or 2nd power.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
So you don't even
So
have to
4 with 3 zeros. Definitely. Exactly, Lucas. Thank you. Okay, so let's take a look then at number 14? Nope, it's 18. There we go. Okay, so 18. Now let's try it, but with a decimal. We can do this. So our problem is we have 8/10. 8/10 times 10 equals 8/10 times 10 to the, what's my exponent here? 1, right? If I'm just timesing by 10, then it's 10 to the 1st power, which equals what?
8.
Let's check it out. So I start with 8/10, right? This is my tens place. All right, is everybody with me? 0.8, 0.8. Okay. And I multiply by 10 to the 1st power. So it means I'm going to shift once. So we're just going to jump right here. So that becomes an 8. No, that can become a 0. So you were right. It's 8. Fill it in.
I already finished the page.
Okay. What if I do the next line, which says I have 8/10, and then I times it by 10 to the 2nd power? Let's see, Chloe, how many times am I going to shift over in my pattern? 2 times? Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to go from here to here, and what do I get?
80.
I 80. Fill it in on your paper.
And then you get 800. There's a pattern. All you do is add one more zero.
Oh,
after
you
every-
see the pattern.
Don't touch
That's why
my
it's
truck.
These exponents tell us a lot, don't they? So if you're getting stuck, make a number line like this, plug in your number, and then show the shift pattern, which way they go. I want you to do one on your own, and then I'm going to pass out the homework. You're
You did
doing
5.
number 19.
Number 9.
19. 9700ths. Show me the shift pattern on 20, what did I say, 19?
Show you?
I'm going to walk around and see it. Who's my paper passer this week? Oh, it's Rory. Yay. Come up here. Let me give you this paper. And you can pass these out to everybody. Everyone's working on number 20 though, so I can check it. Make sure you've got the shit done. And you're amazing.
Wait, which one? Wait, number 20?
Thank you, sir.
Wait, which one?
If you're done, I'll check
Wait,
yours
19 or
first.
20?
Did you give me 19?
Yeah. 19.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I think it's going to be 2 points.
It's 27.
You just have one more.
Do 27. 270.
Oh, same with you. So this one, it starts with, I'm
Her
going to show
name
you
is
guys.
not Dora.
It starts with 20.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
One
Well,
side.
that's with Lucas.
So it means that what I'm going to do is I'm shifting
My brother
this
says
one side over. The decibel's going to be
My brother took in Spanish class for
and then
30
it'll go
years.
27. Good.
I'm not talking to you.
It's big brain time. Hi.
I said thank you on my one. Next time, did you get anything else from your other round?
Good. Okay, so now take a look at this one. We're actually only going to move it one spot over. So when we move it one over, that decimal's going to end up between the 2.
What round?
And then the next one, if it moves one more, it'll just
I'm
be
going.
27. So erase that 0. And then the last one should just be 270. Thank you. You guys, I have to stop you because I noticed it so many times.
No.
On this one that we did. I need your eyes really fast. It was 27 hundredths times 10 to the first power. And I noticed that so many of you made that equal to 27. That is not quite right. You're very close, but it's not quite right. Rinley, tell me what. Yeah, so exactly. So here's what, I'm going to write it on my number line so I can see. So here is 0.27, 0.27, right? You're with me?
Yeah.
This is my hundredths place. Okay, if I'm only shifting one place over,
Oh, crap.
then I'm just going
That's
one.
2.7.
Yes, it becomes 2.7. So my first one was not 27, 2.7.
Wait, would it become 2.70?
Sure,
No.
it's the same.
It
Yeah.
wouldn't change anything, only if you put it before
Yeah.
the 2.
Now, so then my next one, if it was 10 to the second power, I would shift one more over, which would be 2 from where I started, right? 2 from where I started. And then that would become 27 wholes. Okay? And then my last one, 10 to the third, would be 3 from where I started, 270. You with me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's be working on this. We've got about 5 more minutes.
That's an uh-oh stinky.
That's all right. I'll give you a little time later today. Maybe during guided reading we'll do it as a rotation.
Walter Ray and 15 and 16. Those are the times they were